I've heard this my entire life. Well, she's just pretty. That's why it works for her. And on the other side of the same mouth, she has style, but she's not pretty. As if one is the currency and the other one is the change you get back. Today, we're going to talk about both statements. Why? Because those are lies. Lies that have been preventing you from expressing your own style. Lies that have been keeping you away from entering into the style you truly deserve for yourself. So keep watching. Dear God, today as I wake, my heart is filled with immense gratitude. I am thankful for every season in my life that has anchored me in you. I can testify that without you, I would not have made it this far. I know that through it all, you never left my side. You sustained me. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Elevate with Mama Cash, a space where style, story, and soul come together to help you elevate into the person you are becoming. I am Mama Cash, your host. Now, I want to start today with two statements, and I need you to be honest with me. Be honest with yourself, whether you've heard them, said them, or quietly believed them. So statement number one, she's just pretty, that's why it works for her. Statement number two, she has great style, but she's not pretty. I have heard both of those statements more than I can count. In fitting rooms, on your timelines, in group chats, comment sections, even as a quiet voice in a woman's head as she goes through her closet looking for something to wear. But here's what I need you to understand. Both of those statements come from the exact same place. The same broken belief system. The belief that pretty is a currency and style is either earned from it or consoled by it. Statement one says you don't really have style. You just have a pretty face. That's why everything seems to work for you. And statement two says you have style, but we need you to know it's a compensation, a consolation prize for not making the cut somewhere else. Really? I call them pretty permission and the consolation ceiling. Today, we're gonna dismantle both of them completely from the root. Let's get started. So before we go any further, here are some ground rules we need to establish for the conversation we're about to have. Rule number one, please. This is not going to be a conversation about whether pretty privilege is real. It's real, and we're not here to debate about it today. Rule number two, this is also not going to be a conversation about whether beauty standards are harmful. They are harmful. And today, we're not here to debate that. Because the woman I want to talk about today didn't win the pretty privilege debate. They didn't wait for society to change its standards before they started believing in their style. They showed up for themselves, built something strong that made both conversations irrelevant. So here's your comment challenge for the day before we start. I want you to think of one woman, a woman in your life, a woman in history, a woman in culture, who commands the room every time she enters into it, and whose power has nothing to do with both conversations. Name one. Drop it in the comments below. I shall be watching. So now, let's begin. Lie number one, the pretty permission. Let me describe her for you a little. She's standing in a store right now. She's found something she loves. A blazer, a boot, a coat, an accessory, whatever. Something that called her. Something that felt like her. That felt like the version she is becoming. But she puts it down. Not because of the price tag, and not because it was never her size. She puts the item down because somewhere quietly, there's a voice that says, you are not the kind of woman to own such a piece. You're not the kind of woman that piece was made for. You're not thin enough. You're not young enough. You do not have the right facial features. You're not pretty enough to pull it off. So she leaves the store. Or maybe she bought something safe instead. Something that wouldn't demand attention. Something that wouldn't need permission from herself. That's pretty permission at work. How did you get here? Pretty permission really is never about the clothing item or the styling item. It was installed long before you got to the store. It was installed in your mind every time you told yourself, directly or indirectly, that you needed a certain appearance to be approved for the style choices you made. Style permission was installed every time you told yourself your appearance needed to be approved before your choice could be validated. Every magazine cover, every comment from a mom, an aunt, a friend, a partner, every before and after a statement that said, you can pull this off only when you look a certain way. And the tragedy is not that she believed it. It's unfortunately that she is living in it. She's living in that lie. That lie she's told herself all through these years. I'm not pretty enough to pull off these looks. I don't have the right facial features to pull off these looks. I do not have the perfect shape to pull off all the sample sizes. So if this is you, if you are the one living in the pretty permission, drop P in the comments below. I see you and we're gonna have a conversation. Lie number 2, the consolation ceiling. Well, the consolation ceiling, she's a different kind of woman, but in some ways, her wound is quieter, more invisible, which makes it harder to name. She's very stylish genuinely and beautifully stylish. Kind of woman that always draws attention every time she enters a room. She's developed an eye, language, and presence through her clothes that she entirely owns and embodies. And then someone says it or implies it, or she might read it in the comment section. She has such great style, and the but those everything. The bird would say her style is a workaround, a coping mechanism. It's something that God gave her instead of what really mattered. And guess what's heartbreaking? Some of these women have internalized the bird so deeply that they've started believing their own style is really just a consolation. They've stopped expanding it. They've stopped investing in it. They've stopped being intentional about it. They've even stopped owning it fully, because somewhere in the back of their minds, they believe that the compliment was really just a polite bless your heart. That is the consolation ceiling. And both the pretty permission and the consolation ceiling live in the same house. A house where pretty is the gatekeeper, where it decides who gets to be stylish for real or who is just making do. Today we're going to burn that house down. If the consolation ceiling is you, drop C in the comments below, because the next part of the conversation is truly for you. Own your style. You were brave enough to discover it, brave enough to pave the way for yourself. Bask in it. Now I have 4 foundations to give you. And here is where it gets really practical. This is where I hand you the actual framework for building style confidence that has nothing to do with the mirror's opinion about how you look. Please do me a favor and stick with me. Foundation number 1, certainty of self. Here's the truth I need you to hear. You cannot dress with authority if you do not know who you are. Pretty is external. It happens to you. Certainty of self is internal. You alone builds it. And this is where the style personalities we've identified throughout the season become important. The hider is not hiding because she's not pretty. She's hiding because she hasn't decided she's worth being seen. The approval seeker is not seeking approval because she's not pretty. She's seeking approval because she hasn't yet trusted her own judgment of her own self. Style confidence begins the moment when you look into the mirror and make your style decisions not based necessarily on what you see, but on who you know you are. Before you open your closet, before you choose the outfit, who are you today? And what is the story you're wanting to tell the world today? And when you know that answer clearly, firmly, without flinching, your style vocabulary becomes louder. And style vocabulary in the hands of a woman who knows who she is and what she wants is power. And that right there is the thing pretty can never buy. So drop 1 in the comment section below if this is the foundation you have been missing. Foundation number 2, intentionality. The most elegant word in style. I want you to think about two women wearing the exact same outfit, the same quality, the same color. One of them, she grabs it because it was clean, it was available, and it was fine. The other one, she chooses the fit. She holds it out and she considers it. She asks herself, does this tell the right story for me today? And then she puts it on. Which woman do you think would own the rooms she walks into? Number one or number two? It's always the woman who chooses the fit, that tells the right story she's trying to tell that day. Because intentionality communicates way across the room before she even opens her mouth. It says, I considered it. It says, I considered myself worthy of being thought about. I decided I mattered enough to make a deliberate choice, a choice that suits me. And that communication, the silent, visible declaration of self-worth, is something no amount of conventional beauty can manufacture. Plenty of women dress accidentally, and the room will notice that too. So intentionality is the gap between dress and express. Pretty gives you dress. Only you can give yourself true expression. So drop number 2 if intentionality is the foundation you need to practice more. Let's keep going. Foundation number 3, presence, not performance. This foundation is subtle, but once you see it, it becomes evident. There's a big difference between dressing to be seen and dressing to be. The woman who usually dresses to be looked at is usually performing. She's always in a conversation with the room, asking something. Did I get noticed? Are you approving me? Do you see me as sophisticated, attractive, relevant? Every single piece of her outfit gets selected with an audience in mind, and the room, they ask. But the woman who dresses to be in conversation with herself is not really asking the room for anything. She arrived complete already, and the room, it feels it too. Here's the paradox. The woman who is always dressing to be looked at frequently isn't. Not in a way that matters anyway. And the woman who simply dresses to be tends to be magnetic, because we are all always drawn to someone who is very confident in who they are. And we also, as humans, are usually always more drawn to someone who doesn't need us. Why? Psychology. So if you need to make the shift from performance to actual presence, type 3 in the comments below. Foundation number 4, the already enough decision. This one is the strongest foundation of all of them. There's a moment where a woman stops to dress from deficit. And I want you to think about it if you haven't yet. She stops asking, do I look thinner? Am I young enough? Do I look like I belong? Do I look like I have the permission to be who I am? All those questions, she stops asking, and she starts dressing from declaration. I am enough. I am already the woman my feet deserve. I am going to dress enough for me today. Today, as I am, as the woman I am becoming. That's the decision. That decision right there is singular. It's not plural. It's private. It's a quiet decision with self. And there is the beginning of style confidence. Not the clothes. The decision to be enough. Pretty has nothing to do with it. It really never had. Confidence in self has everything to do with it. That's where you start. So type number 4 in the comments below if this is the decision you need to make today. Make it public. Let's be a witness. Today we're going to talk about an iconic woman who never let conventional beauty standards define her personal style. Grace Jones. I'm going to say less about her because some presences speak for themselves. Grace Jones did not fit society's definition of beautiful. Not in the 70s when she was just starting out as a model, and not by the narrow Eurocentric standards that was being handed out as the only valid criteria of being pretty. But she never asked to change. She didn't wait for permission to expand. She included herself. She redefined presence in itself. She showed up in a form of style confidence that was so complete, so internally sourced, so unapologetically her. That conversation, she had to reconstruct it around herself. She did not break the standard. She made the standard irrelevant. A completely different expression of self. She was never handed the pretty permission. Grace Jones was iconically, unapologetically her. Magnetic, iconic, and unforgettable. So what's your excuse? Because what she had and what she built was never about her face. It was about her decision to be her, to show up to a world that decided to carve a specific standard of beauty. She rejected it. That decision is available to you too. So pretty privilege. Grace Jones had none. Style confidence, she had a lot of it. She never dressed to be approved. She dressed to express. She dressed from a place of completeness, from a place of internal authority. And that was her real power. So put on your Grace Jones switch today and let your internal authority talk for itself. So I want you to think about the last time you got dressed for a minute. The last time you got dressed that you really felt it. I am me. I am ready and I'm basking in it. I want you to remind yourself of that memory and stay in it for a minute because I need you to notice something. A decision you made before you opened your closet. A certainty of self you walked into. An intentionality that showed up in every piece you picked up that day. That feeling, that style confidence right there. And it was yours the whole time. Not because you were pretty enough, not because you were necessarily the most stylish or the most fashionable person in the room, but because you gave yourself authority, because you were certain in yourself. So don't give the world that power. Oh, she's just pretty. She has no style. Or, oh, she's stylish, but she's not pretty. Do not give the world the power over your style confidence. That starts and ends with you. The moment you decide to be more intentional and give yourself authority to show up for yourself, that's where your style confidence really starts. It was never about the clothes. It was never about how pretty you felt. It was about your style intentionality. Stop giving that power away. Thank you all for tuning in today's episode of Elevate with Mama Cash. If today's episode struck a nerve, go ahead and share it with family and friends. Drop a comment below if you are struggling with any of the foundations we've listed above, and we shall go on a one-on-one to try to understand what's stopping you from basking in your style confidence. And remember to continue to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time,